Young Junk!
Unique New York. What's up to our fellow sidekicks and henchmen out there in the mother-loving geek nation? Thank you for tuning into one of the longest-running pop culture and fucking comic book podcasts ever to exist. CultPop Podcast Live, episode 125. That sounds like an anniversary number, 125?
I know. Should I have gotten you something? I feel bad I didn't.
Yes.
Damn it.
If you're new here, this is a place where we talk about movies and comics and TV, the empty void that lives within us all, and all the other things that scratch our dirty, nerdy little itches. Tonight we're broadcasting to you live from Young Junk.
Young Junk.
HQ, a bomb-ass podcasting production space in Philadelphia, PA. I'm really proud of you. I didn't expect you to do it, but you did it. I'm your host, JD of Johnny Destructo's Hero Complex, located at 4325 Main Street, Philadelphia, PA, 19127. It's a rad-ass comic shop that caters to rad-ass folks just like you, so get on in there and help me pay my rent and feed my child, unless you're heartless.
Wow.
As always...
He's not going to feed Kai if you don't come.
That's right, yeah. I mean, I could still feed him, but I won't. Because you're not going to join. As with always, with us as co-host of your other favorite podcast, Inside the Morgue, Alice.
Hi. I'm outside the morgue today. I make that joke every time, and I'm going to keep doing it.
Yeah, never stop. Fun fact, last night we were supposed to go see Thunderbolts together, me, Sushan, and Alice over here.
I had a work thing.
And she had to call and be like, bro, I can't make it. I smell like a literal corpse.
I had a thing happen. I won't get too specific, but it was gross.
It was nice though, because you're like, I don't want to have to sit next to you guys and have you smell what an actual corpse smells like.
It was bad.
Yeah.
Yeah. I had to drive back in the car with somebody else that was there with me, and they were subjected to a long car ride with me smelling really bad. Yeah.
You hear more about that in Inside the Morgue. Last but not least, in the booth is our expert producer, Dylan.
Ew.
Hey, Dylan, if anyone's watching or listening and wants to know more about Young Junk HQ, the space and/or services, what do they do?
I'm so glad you asked, JD, because I have an answer. And all you got to do is take a look at the bottom of your screen. That's my email, dylan@youngjunk.com. Send me an email, you know. If you want to start a podcast, might as well do it with us. We're fun. We're cool.
It's true. That's why I have two.
Carl's in the chat. Carl, you should have a podcast with Young Junk. Just
on Carl.
You can just drive here from Tasmania, right?
Yeah, it's a short drive, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, right?
Be a nice walk.
Tonight, as you can tell by our glorious Florence Pugh eyeliner and my bespoke shirt that I made 10 minutes before getting here tonight, we will be chatting about the Thunderbolts movie. But before we do that, we're going to talk about what we've been up to in the What's Poppin' segment, and maybe some listener emails and comments from the chitty chat. Gentle reminder before we dig in, if you're here live, like Carl's, feel free to comment, like, subscribe, hit the bell notification so you know when we're doing all this nasty fun stuff. And also, we love a little back and forth, a little in and out, a little up and down. So pipe in the chat and or send us emails at cultpopgo@gmail.com, because we got letters.
We got letters.
Oh, we got lots and lots and lots and lots of letters.
I thought you were going to make me sing by myself. That's why I was I'm not starting.
See, I do the we got letters, and then someone else goes, we got letters, and then we sing them.
Okay. I didn't want to sing
This is your first night on the show, so don't sweat it. It's fine.
I've never done this before.
This is from Saint Saucy Goodnight, Christopher.
Common Christopher.
Spoiler alert. No, Thunderbolts spoilers for Cult Pop spoiler alert. To be read before the spoiler portion of the show, which is technically now. While I really enjoyed the movie, it makes me sad that we will never get an actual Thunderbolts movie. We will never get a Baron Zemo-led team of villains pretending to be heroes in the absence of actual heroes. Are these guys technically ex-villains or anti-heroes? Sure! But they think they are heroes. Even during the Norman Osborn or Luke Cage eras, there were no delusions that they were heroes. And now no team can use that name, the Thunderbolts, for themselves because of the reasoning behind the name in the movie. It's just disappointing. It has made me want to reread the new Avengers comic books, though. Chris Saint Saucy, good night. Thank you so much for sending the email, Christopher. I agree. This is not a Thunderbolts movie at all. This is just a ragtag team of folks who get together. Thunderbolts. Do you know about the Thunderbolts in the comics?
Not so. I was just gonna say I don't know as much as you.
Dylan, do you know about the Thunderbolts in the comics?
Nah.
All right. So the cool thing was,
Tell us.
Thunderbolts #1 came out, I want to say 20 years ago. And it was just a brand new Marvel book. I want to say it was drawn by Mark Bagley and written by Kurt Busiek. Someone check me on that and make sure. Carl's Google. I don't know. Do they have Google in Tasmania or the internet? I don't know. It's all there, just upside down. So you get the first issue, and it's a brand new team of superheroes that you've never met before, like Citizen V and Mach 5 or something like that. And it's just all these different characters. And you're like, oh, okay, new team, whatever. At the very end of issue 1, the cliffhanger of it is that they all take off their masks and helmets and what have you, and they are known villains from in the Marvel Universe that we've already known for decades. But now they are getting together to pretend to be a team of heroes so that they can do sneaky villain stuff. But then throughout the series, all of them, like, they'll save the day, and all of a sudden people are clapping for them and cheering for them, and they're like, hold up, this is pretty dope. So nice. Right, yeah, like, why are we doing this? We could just be heroes. I mean, being heroes doesn't really pay, so it's just a really fun conceit for the series. There have been multiple Thunderbolts series since then, like way too many, and most of them don't do that because it's kind of hard to make that cliffhanger again. But yeah, it was kind of a cool thing back in the day. It was like a really cool first issue to kick it off. So this is not that. But yeah. Anyway, thank you so much, Christopher St. Saucy Goodnight, for emailing us. Let's do the portion of the show wherein I ask my friends and co-hosts and producers what's popping for them this week. Hey, Alice.
Hey, I think we should ask Yoda.
Oh, Yoda, what was popping for you this week? Sounds like a rough poop. Alice, do you want to go next?
Sure.
Tell us about your poop. Tell us what was popping for you. Go.
My popping or slopping was...
Oh, I'm so glad we can do it. See, Noel hates the popping or slopping. It grosses him out.
But it just seemed...
It seems appropriate.
It seemed like a good segue after Yoda's. So I binged actually, the final season of You.
Which is
on Netflix.
Season
5.
Oh, damn.
Yeah, there's 5 seasons of You on Netflix.
I've watched 1.
You watched 1 season?
One season.
Okay. That's probably.
And then started season 2, and then I was like, eh.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like, I get it.
It's like, I don't know. I like binge a season, and then I forget about it for a little bit, and then like the new season comes out, and I'm like, okay, I'll watch this for a little bit, and then I get so sucked into it because I'm like, I just want this motherfucker to get caught. Like, I'm like, I just want to watch you. Like, I want to watch your downfall, and he somehow gets away with it every time. So yeah, I actually really enjoyed this final season. I thought it ended very well. A lot of people disagreed. I went on
what? People were people angry on the internet? And they
brought up valid points. But yeah, a lot of people didn't like how it wrapped up. They didn't like the final season. They didn't like some of the new characters that were brought in.
Okay.
I liked the new characters that were brought. There's a new love interest.
Sure.
As there is every season.
Is it always a girl?
Yes.
That'd be fun if you would kind of just like branch
just
out.
Surprise everybody.
Yeah, just buy it up.
Yeah.
Go on a spree.
And oh my god, I forgot the actress's name, but she was also in Handmaid's Tale, and she's a phenomenal actress. And people didn't like her character, so they did the classic thing of they went after the actress.
Oh, come on.
Which, like, they were going after her looks, saying she ruined the show, saying that she's a bad actress, even though she's quite literally been nominated for an Emmy. And so that I obviously disagree with, even if I don't like her character. But I did. I enjoyed her character. Are we looking her up?
I'm trying.
But yeah, I thought it was a good ending to a show. I think Penn Badgley has had enough of playing this character. He's been like an outspoken anti-Joe Goldberg, who's his character.
I would hope so.
Yeah, obviously.
Yeah.
But like,
who's great?
People like people would be like making like thirst traps of him, and he's like, "Do you understand?
Right? Yeah.
Who I'm playing? Like, do you get it?
Yeah. You would die.
Yeah. The character's name in the show was Bronte. if that helps find it. But, oh yeah, Anna Camp was in this season.
I know her. Where do I know her from?
Pitch Perfect is where I immediately recognize her from.
Yep.
But she was fantastic this season. That's
kind of who I thought. When
Madeline
you said
Brewer.
It was somebody from
Handmaid's Tale.
Handmaid's Tale, I was like, I wonder if it's the girl with the eye patch.
Madeline Brewer.
Yeah.
Yes. She was. I thought she did great. I thought it was a great season. It's what I wanted out of you, which like, I don't know. It's a lot of over the top crazy things, and I go into expecting that. I
imagine the show just gets crazier and crazier as it goes.
Like you think it can't get any crazier.
Stretches credulity, as they say.
A little bit.
Yeah.
And I don't know. I don't know why I call it like a guilty pleasure watch because I'm like, I don't know why I'm watching the show from his point of view. Mm-hmm. And that's kind of like the whole commentary I think the show is trying to make. Yeah. Like, why do we enjoy this kind of thing?
Yeah.
But I just wanted to see him mess up finally, and it's like every season he doesn't. I'm like, how? But anyway.
Yeah, we watched the first season and I liked it well enough. And then spoiler alert for 5 years ago, I guess, his love he just kills her and then moves and gets away with it. And that was the end of the season. I was
she didn't live up to the pedestal he put her on.
Yeah.
It wasn't an actual it's his classic thing is like he makes up an image of who this woman is in his head. Yeah. And then when he finally interacts with them and they like don't live up to what they are, he like blames them for it. It's a classic toxic man.
Dude. Yeah.
Toxic dude, but turn it up to serial killer level.
And so it's really just that for 5 seasons?
No, there's more to it. There's more. They almost lost me last season. I wasn't super into season 4. In fact, I had to watch like recaps before I jumped back into season 5. I'm like, what even happened in 4? Because 2 and 3 stuck out for me because of who plays his love interest in that one, whose name is actually Love in the show. Oh my God, now I'm going to forget.
What's that? That was season 2.
Season 2 and 3.
Oh.
Sorry. Spoiler alert. She makes it to 3. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
She makes it to 3.
I remember watching that and being like, oh, it's her. And I don't remember who that was, though.
In Haunting of Hill House is the first thing I saw her in. And she's in a lot of the haunting shows. Anything Mike Flanagan, she's in. Oh my God, it's driving me nuts.
Love Quinn.
That's her.
That's her name.
Yeah, in the show.
What is your name, though? Oh, I like her. She's great.
She's fantastic. And again,
Victoria Pedretti.
Victoria Pedretti. Yeah. She crushed it in 2 and 3.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I enjoy the show.
Okay.
I enjoyed it, and I think it was time for it to end, and I think they ended it well. But I mean, I can't really say
spoiler. Yeah.
Spoiler.
Yeah. But, of course.
If you disagree with me, let us know in the comments.
Rage bait. Yeah. Or email us at cultpopgo@gmail.com.
Rage bait.
Yeah, I don't think I care enough to watch anymore.
It's a weird thing. Sometimes Yellow Jackets just ended, and I'm still like, I still want more Yellow Jackets content. Whereas whenever I'd finish a season of You, I'm like, okay, it's over now.
That's done.
And then I'd forget about it a little bit, and then next season's out, and I'm like, oh, okay, I'll watch it again. And I binge it so fast, so I clearly enjoy it.
Yeah.
But then it ends, and I'm like, okay.
Stick with you.
And then
you know what it is I like revenge movies. So most revenge movies, horror movies specifically, or thrillers, generally start with the guy doing the thing and then the woman getting the revenge and like the good for her portion of it. I'm there for the good for her portion.
Yeah,
not the inciting
violence.
The inciting violence or stalking or whatever.
Yeah.
I want we'll do this part and then get to the good for her.
Yeah.
Yeah. No.
Yeah.
So this is all just set up. Yeah.
Anyway,
what? Hey, hi. Hello there.
What do you think Dylan's been up to?
Hey, Dylan, why don't we ask him? Hey, Dylan.
Ooh.
Hey. Oh. What have you been up to? What have you been popping there, buddy?
Well, I have been very fascinated with the new season 2 of The Rehearsal, brought to you by one Nathan Fielder.
Hate that guy. Go on.
You hate him? Does it make you feel uncomfortable?
Wait, Costa loves this show.
Oh, I bet. Yeah.
Oh my God, that's right. I forgot. I have watched the show with him. It's so funny.
Can you please give us the elevator pitch for the show?
Okay, so the concept is that you can rehearse for any moment in your life, essentially. So what the first season started out with people in difficult situations, not knowing how to talk to somebody about XYZ.
About lying about a college degree.
Yeah. So like it was like a
very
trivia
specific.
group.
Yeah.
Some guy said that he had like a master's degree. He didn't really. But anyway, he would pretty much hire an actor to like mimic the person they want to talk to as best as they can and rehearse the conversation.
Cute.
And then just Nathan just adds so many layers to it, of
gets
like
so crazy.
The first season is
It's a little
nuts.
stalkerish.
And then this season primarily focuses on plane crashes because he starts reading transcripts from planes that crashed and notices that a lot of times the captain will ignore suggestions from their co-pilot.
Oh.
So he thinks that if he can repair relationships between the co-pilot to make the co-pilot more confident to speak up, saying like, "Oh, I think what we're doing is wrong. We're going to crash the plane," that he can save people from crashing
Holy
the
shit.
plane.
Okay.
And the
then?
most recent episode, I'm going to say as little as I can, follows Sully Sullenberg.
No.
Like or not he's not actually in the show, but follows his story and why he thinks he was successful in landing the plane in the Hudson.
Okay.
And it is just so absurd. Like this guy is actually like he's nuts. Like he's actually insane. And I love it. And he's like the like Andy Kaufman of this generation.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
It's crazy.
It's amazing. I highly recommend it.
Costa likes this one too. Nathan for you.
Nathan for You, I love it. I didn't love. He did a show with Benny Safdie and Emma Stone.
Yeah,
The Curse.
I was very excited about that because I love Emma Stone. Me and my wife we're like, oh, Emma Stone, John, click.
Yeah.
And then we made it through the first episode, and we were like, no more of this. And she was like, that's a show. There's more of it. Like I thought we were just. I don't think we got to the end of the episode actually.
Really?
Oh
We were just like, I think we're good, right? We're just kind of bored and this sucks. And she's like, oh, wait a minute. That's not just a movie. There's a whole show of that.
That's crazy.
Yeah. That didn't land.
Let me ask you
Where it
this
showed up.
about Nathan for You, because is this the show I've only heard about where he tries to help, he gives businesses advice, like shitty advice?
Mm-hmm.
As a business owner,
Yeah.
fuck that guy. If I'm running, is it like a reality show or is it? Fuck that
Is
guy.
it really?
Fuck that guy.
Yeah. No. So
Oh
everybody.
my God, I thought it was staged.
If someone
No,
came in
it
to
is
help my
all-
business and purposely tried to tank me,
I don't think he actually tanked anybody. Sometimes, in some instances, he did actually help people and like took a lot of the costs on himself.
Okay.
So there's one episode where a guy claims to have the best burger in LA, and so he gets the guy to go on a radio show and say, "Come to my burger stand. Like if you don't think it's the best burger in LA, I'll give you $100 of my own money."
oh,
And then Nathan's like, you know what? He can't convince the guy to do it, obviously. And so Nathan's like, you know what? I'll use my own money. He's like, it's the best burger, right? You really think so? And the guy's like, yeah. He's like, okay, cool.
Yeah.
He's like, because I haven't tried it. I'm not eating red meat right now.
Yeah.
But yeah,
so what happened?
he handed a lot of $100 bills out to
'Cause
people.
I imagine even if it was the best burger you've ever had,
Most people are gonna lie. Yeah. But so like in an instance like that,
for you, it was too much. It was too cringy for me. I watched
Yeah.
the yogurt episode.
oh, that's like the first episode. I
The
think.
first
Yeah.
episode.
I just
They
I
make
don't
a
like
poo
cringe.
flavored yogurt.
Oh, fuck off.
But the thing is, everybody accepts his ideas.
Yeah.
Everybody, like, he doesn't force anybody to really do anything. They do think that he's there to help. They don't. That's kind of why this show stops, because people realize, like, oh, this guy's a comedian.
Yeah.
Like, he's not.
Yeah.
But it's like when people go on the Daily Show to be interviewed, I'm like, how are you taking this seriously?
Yeah.
Yeah. Don't you know? Yeah.
So, I just think he's a comedic genius.
Maybe I'm just grumpy.
No, the rehearsal is very funny.
I get your perspective on that.
No, Nathan For You was too much for me. Like Costa tried to get me into it, and I was like, I don't know, I'm not into this. And then we watched rehearsal, and I was like, this one I find a little more entertaining because the first episode of that, it's a guy who wants to prepare for an interaction, like telling his trivia team that he's not actually doesn't have a master's degree, and he's really nervous about it. But Nathan was like nervous for first meeting this guy, so he does his own rehearsal before meeting with the guy that he's doing the rehearsal with, and it like becomes like a whole like thing. And I was like, all right, that's pretty funny. He rebuilds his apartment and he sits down and prepares like for the conversation he's gonna have with him, and I'm like, all right, this is pretty funny.
He rebuilds the entire bar that they're doing trivia at.
Yes,
like literally to every detail, like every
and hires
seat.
Actors to play like extras in the bar.
How much does this show cost?
He's got the HBO budget, so it's just like
we got that.
It's
crazy. Got that money.
Yeah, exactly. Right so and it is. If you thought that the parts of the first season were insane, I cannot tell you how insane this last episode was. I think it was episode 4.
Maybe I'll try an episode.
It's so good. Try the rehearsal. Try the rehearsal. Yeah. There are episodes of Nathan For You that aren't about him messing with businesses too.
I hate that.
So
that's kind of it circles back to my hatred of a lot of reality television shows because so much of it hinges on bringing out the worst in people.
Oh yeah.
And I just hate it. It makes me uncomfortable. It makes people worse. I think that sort of content actively makes people worse.
Yeah.
I eat it up.
This show,
and Alice is like, nom, 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 nom.
But I know, I watch it knowing like that. But this is different than like the trashy reality TV.
You can definitely tell a lot of like specifically Nathan For You. A lot of that comes together in the edit.
Oh yeah.
Like, and they'll edit it to make people seem like more ridiculous than they actually are. But everybody agrees to what he suggests, and a lot of times he's not actually like he'll do like a trial run of things. He'll be like, let me prove to you that this concept can work.
Right.
So it's not like he's not actually endangering any of these businesses.
All right.
Really.
That makes me feel a little better.
Yeah, he doesn't.
If my business needed help and I was like, oh my god, someone's gonna come help, like a professional. Oh my god, this is gonna be great. But let's make flavored ice cream.
You would also be like, let me look this guy up.
That's true. Yeah.
Yeah.
I do
everybody
preliminary
like
Google.
Exactly. So there's also that side of everybody signs the release forms. Yeah. Everybody like it's
It just but also people just want to be on TV. Right?
Oh yeah. There's
just want to be on a show.
And he touches on that. He's created a whole fake dating show where he was the person that they dated called the hunk.
Oh.
and he hired
I didn't know about that.
Yeah, it's so funny. He hired a host for the show who he thought was like way too handsome, like more handsome than him. So he like would keep asking him to leave whenever like the girls came in. And he literally did this just to get more comfortable talking to girls.
That's
like so there's things like that. He hires like Bill Gates impersonator, like it's so good. I love the man. I love it. And the rehearsal is just him being like, yeah, your type of crazy people love. Here's more money. So
did you see the chat, Dylan?
So
another one of our favorite shows is brought up.
Oh,
so Carl says, good morning, people. It's morning for me here. I have been doing my best to power through Arrow, the TV show, and I'm currently about to start series 7. But it's getting rough, man.
I gave up on Arrow a while
I gave up on Arrow a long time ago,
Yeah.
Like, I want to say season 4.
Yeah.
Danny says, I don't want to say it's because I'm getting old, but I really don't think Nathan Fielder's show is funny. I'm with you, Danny. These guys, see these youngins, these young cats. And he also says, how do you feel about I Think You Should Leave?
I love it.
That's one of my favorite shows, yeah. That show
It's so cringy.
It's so straight up just like hijacked my sense of humor.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There are certain ones. You know what it is about that show? It is funnier to talk about later than it is for me to watch. So if I'm at home just watching it by myself, I'm like, oh, okay, that's pretty funny. But then if we're having a conversation about it, I'm cackling. So yeah. And my favorite skit is still the first skit.
The door?
The door.
Really?
He has an interview. He has an interview at a cafe, and he goes to leave to, what is it, a push door. And so he's trying to pull it, and the guy who's interviewed him is like, I think that's a push. And he's like, no,
I was here yesterday.
Yeah. No, it's a pull. And so he breaks the door off the hinges.
It goes both ways.
Yeah, it goes both ways. Yeah. God damn it.
Oh, my God. And that's what got me and Dylan talking about Detroiters, which I also love now.
Love it. I think you would probably like that more.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Detroiters.
More of a
that's
plot
like
to it.
the same like silly brand of humor, but in
Woman
a
on
more digestible context.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's so funny. Yeah.
And Sam Richardson is great.
So, yeah.
I love their relationship.
The one where I don't even want to be here anymore.
Yeah.
I love that.
Carl Havoc. Yeah.
Pink says, to be clear, I don't hate Gen Z at all, but I dislike Gen Z humor.
I'm not Gen Z. FYI.
What am I? I'm a
You're Gen X or you?
I'm a Xennial.
Xennial.
That's what it is.
I'm a millennial.
Carl says, I'm a massive Green Arrow fan and want to finish it, but woof.
I'm sorry.
It's a very particular type of humor, but it's so funny.
It's so
Danny.
funny, Danny.
Yeah. To me, it's either completely nonsensical gibberish or weirdly mean. Oh, Gen Z humor. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I like some of I Think You Should Leave, but not a lot of it. Yeah. Like the hot dog one, where the hot dog mobile crashes.
That's my favorite.
Yeah.
He's stealing shirts.
Yeah.
We're all trying to find the guy that did.
We're all trying to find the guy that did this in a hot dog suit.
Oh my God. All right.
JD.
Oh, hey, hi.
What have you been doing?
I don't remember. Oh, right. Free Comic Book Day was this past Saturday. And so at my shop, Johnny Destructo's Hero Complex, located at 4327 Main Street, Philadelphia, PA, we had Free Comic Book Day. It happens every year, starting with, I think it was the year 2002, which was the opening weekend for Sam Raimi's first Spider-Man movie.
Oh.
And it's been going every year since then, where your local comic shop will buy comic books specifically to give out to people who show up. Some people, they'll have like a bigger event. My wife got up at 6 a.m. and made cupcakes for the customers. And we had Ben Harvey, who is a Marvel artist. He does a lot of digital painting for Marvel covers for things like the big event that's going on right now, One World Under Doom. He did one of my favorite covers, which is one for Hallows Eve.
Yes.
I love Hallows
saw
Eve.
That one. Yeah, I love Hallows Eve as well.
Ben Reilly's wife, Hallows Eve. It's so dumb, Dylan, but like, I'm a big Halloween fan, just like the holiday. And so this
my
character
girlfriend has Halloween decorations up all year round.
Me too. Me too.
It's so pumpkin in the apartment.
I've got like a big spider web that's like neon lights, green or purple, and a little bat. Anyway,
It's just the decor.
so yeah, this is a character who has old timey masks from like the 80s, like those plastic ones that have a string around the back. And she's got a satchel full of masks. And when she puts the mask on, she gets the abilities of that.
Oh,
Vampire,
it's like
werewolf.
Yeah.
it's like Legend of Zelda, that one Mask of Majora. Or whatever.
Majora's
yeah.
Mask.
Majora's Mask. Yeah.
So yeah, in the first issue,
That's cool.
she's a villain. So she dons this werewolf mask and then robs a bank and winds up scratching the guard, and the guard becomes a werewolf. Like that's how deep the power goes, which I think is kind of a fun
That
idea.
is really cool.
So anyway,
I got that on your recommendation.
It's fun.
From your shop at 4327 Main Street.
That's right, 4327 Main Street. So so we had Ben there for a couple hours, and he was signing and doing sketches for people and stuff like that, and that was awesome. And then Jadzia Axelrod, who created Galaxy the Prettiest Star for DC Comics, and then most recently wrote the Hawkgirl miniseries. She was there doing a signing, so that was great. And yeah, cupcakes and free comics and fun and friendship, and it was awesome.
It was great. I went.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, if you guys ever are around your local comic shop in May, go and get free comics. So that's what I did. It was really fun. It was the best free comic book day we've ever had.
It was really fun.
It was also the first time I think I've ever had a signing in my store for free comic book day. I was very nervous because if you've been in my shop at 4327 Main Street, it is very small. So I'd spent the whole day or two beforehand just like rearranging things just to be able to put a table and have a human sit at it to sign things. So yeah, it was really fun. Thank you.
I got 2 signed things from Ben Harvey.
Nice. Yeah, he's so good. He's one of those guys that I've known him for probably decades at this point. And I would constantly see his work and go, I don't understand why he's not working for the big companies like Marvel and DC. Like, I don't get it. He's so good. And now he's doing it. So yeah, I'm very proud of him. He's very excited. Yeah.
It was funny. He asked me how we knew you when I was like chatting with him. He's like, "How do you know JD?" And I'm like, just loitering in the shop.
Yeah,
like I hung out here long enough
until eventually we were friends, and then he put me on a show.
Yep.
Let's see. Danny says, "Wait, you have to buy the books to give away? The ones that say free comic book day?" Yeah, man. So people don't know that. They think that the retailer is just sent tons of free stuff to just give to people. We buy them, and we give them away. Now,
thank you.
You're welcome. To be fair, they are much cheaper than regular comics are, but we still have to pay for them and then just eat that money. So if you go to Free Comic Book Day or your local comic shop, feel free to buy a thing and help out your local retailers. But you don't have to. It's really just there for fun and get the word out of like, hey, comics still exist. You maybe would like some.
Comics are fun.
Yay. So yeah, that was what was popping for us this week. Let's move on to our main review. We're going to talk about Thunderbolts, asterisks. And then we're going to give our thoughts without spoilers. Alice. And then we're going to let you know when we're going to...
eyeliner a spoiler?
Oh, shit. She does wear the beautiful eyeliner. Also, spoiler, it's a butthole. So we're
silence after you said that.
Yoda thought it was hilarious.
It's a butthole. Nobody says anything. Sorry.
Yeah, we're gonna get into spoilers, but we'll let you know when. So, written by Eric Pearson and Joanna Kahlo, and they also listed Kurt Busiek, the writer of the comic book, as a writer of the movie. I don't know if he actually worked on the movie. If they were just like, hey, he created the Thunderbolts, maybe we should use his name. Directed by Jake Schreier, starring Florence Pugh, Sebastian Stan, Julia Louis-Dreyfus, Louis Pullman, David Harbour, Wyatt Russell, Hannah John Kamen, and a bunch of other people. In Thunderbolts, Marvel Studios assembles an unconventional team of antiheroes. Yelena Belova, Bucky Barnes, Red Guardian, Ghost, Taskmaster, and John Walker, after finding themselves ensnared in a death trap set by Valentina Allegra de Fontaine.
You yelled at me.
I did. It's my damn it. Damn you, internet. These disillusioned cast-offs must embark on a dangerous mission that will force them to confront the darkest corners of their past. Will this dysfunctional group tear themselves apart or find redemption and unite as something much more before it's too late? It has a
88%
on Rotten Tomatoes.
Out of 100.
Out of 100. And a
94%. Also out of 100.
Audience score. So, wait, before we get started, Dylan, did you watch Thunderbolts?
I did not.
Ooh,
are you
awkward.
surprised?
Sorry. Anyway,
No, it's okay.
What did you think? Alice.
I loved it.
Yeah?
I had a great time.
Yeah.
I literally saw it
Minutes ago?
2 hours ago.
Yeah.
I was like leaving the theater 2 hours ago. I saw it right after work today. And I had a great time. I don't know. I loved it. I don't know how much else to say without like spoiling it, but the characters are great. I loved their chemistry together.
Did you watch the was it Hawkeye? The Hawkeye miniseries?
I actually didn't.
Disney
So
Plus?
like I've kind of fallen off. Like so I never really read a ton of Marvel comics.
Sure.
I do enjoy Marvel. And I do enjoy comics, just not as intensely. And I've kind of fallen off the Marvel fandom. I want to get back in, and I actually called Costa after I called you to let you know I was just gonna drive right here from the movie. And I told him I was like, this is like I want to get back into Marvel now. Like,
Oh,
this
nice.
is like
This is it?
Like
This
this
is the
is
one?
it. This is like
That's awesome.
I'm like, okay, now I got to go back and watch some of these shows. And I was like, I'm excited because there were some post-credit scenes, and I'm like, I can't wait for like what's coming next. I'm like, I'm back in.
Oh,
I'm back in.
Oh, I love that.
And
That's
so,
fantastic.
yeah, I really, really enjoyed getting to see these characters all work together.
Now, had you
each other.
seen the Black Widow movie? The Scarlett
Yes.
Johansson
Yes,
one?
I've
Okay,
seen
so
that.
you've seen
So I
Yelena
knew-
Belova before.
Yes, I'd seen
Okay.
her before, and I know she's
Gotcha.
in Hawkeye, but I hadn't seen, and I've seen like the best clips of her in Hawkeye because everybody posts TikToks about her just grabbing the hot sauce. Hello, she's great. She's so charming.
Yeah,
she's so charming.
She's really fun in Black Widow, but then she's really fun in Hawkeye. Yeah. She steals that whole show. Like I like Haley Steinfeld a lot in that as that character, and I like the show. And it's nice because it's a Christmas show.
Yeah.
So it's like, oh, it's Christmas time. I'm going to put on Hawkeye in the shop and everything. But yeah, all of her scenes, she steals every scene she's in. Yeah. She's so great. I love her.
Yeah. I love her so much. But the rest of the cast was great too. Like Julie Louis-Dreyfus. I love her. Yeah. And even I didn't know Louis Pullman was in this. And he was great. Like as he just pops up out of nowhere and I'm like, Bob. I was like, hey, he's like, I'm Bob. Yeah. And they're like,
did you see the trailers for this before going in?
No.
Oh, so you went in blind.
Yep.
Nice.
Yep.
Oh, that's awesome.
I saw like the posters, so I knew like the main cast of characters, the posters like them in the elevator.
Yeah.
So I knew like those people were in it, but I don't think Louis Pullman's in that shot, so I didn't know he was in it. I really, really enjoyed this. What about you?
Oh, I also really enjoyed it. I have not fallen off the Marvel train. There's peaks and valleys for sure. But I'm always excited to go see a Marvel movie just because it's in my DNA. And I was looking forward to this because also in my DNA apparently is Florence Pugh. I just love her so much. We watched I forget the name of the show, but there was a reality show where one of the guys from Queer Eye. What we talked, I did it as a pop-in before, but I forget the name of it. But like, the guy, the cook from Queer Eye, basically goes and has a different episode with different celebrities, and through food and travel, takes them on a journey through their history, their ethnicity. I guess, and, the sort of foods and
like their heritage.
Their heritage, that's the word. So yeah, we watched that specifically because Florence Pugh was in it. She did the first episode, and I was like, well, I guess we gotta watch it. Yeah. So yeah, man, she's awesome. Every time she's on screen, I'm just happy. Yeah. Same thing with Julia Louis-Dreyfus. I'm so glad she's in the Marvel movies.
I know.
I love watching her.
Yeah.
And I also love David Harbour.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, he's delightful. I think the first time I ever really took note of him was in the Stranger Things show.
Love him in Stranger Things.
He's so good.
Oh my god.
So yeah, I'm glad he's sort of
he's
like
made
has
me
taken
cry
off.
so many times in that show.
And then everybody else existed. I was like, oh, all these other actors and Louis Pullman, don't care. Wyatt Russell, don't care.
Louis Pullman?
Yeah, I don't.
He was tugging at my heartstrings.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was.
Just don't care about them.
Oh man.
In fact,
Wyatt Russell.
I didn't know his name.
Oh,
I was like, oh, that guy who plays Bob looks mildly familiar, but I don't know why.
He looks like Bill Pullman.
Bill Pullman's kid, yeah. So, I went in expecting just Julia Louis-Dreyfus and David Harbour and Florence Pugh. And then I got what I thought was pretty bold. I don't think it's a spoiler to say that this is a big budget superhero tentpole action film where the bad guy is sadness.
Bad guy is like mental health struggles.
Yes.
It's depression.
This movie's been in production for quite a while. So it couldn't have been put together specifically for this time period. But I know a lot of people who are struggling right now with depression and mental health issues, and this just feels wink, and it just feels very appropriate that it comes out now with the message that it has. Yeah, and I think a lot of people could use this message. So that was a pleasant surprise. Like I knew who the villain was, just from seeing the one trailer that I clocked and being like, oh, I know who that guy is.
I'm glad I didn't watch this trailer then. Yeah.
Well, you wouldn't have known who the guy was.
I probably wouldn't have recognized, but I didn't.
Yeah, I went back afterwards, and there's a trailer. The first trailer is like Bob, and that's all you really see of that guy. And then the second trailer shows sort of the villainy that's happening without actually showing who and what is happening, which is a strange sentence. But I kind of knew just from reading the comics. But you would have been fine.
I would have been like Louis Pullman.
This was awesome. I was really, really, really thought it was fun. And I'm the person who enjoyed the last one, Captain America, Sam Wilson Cap.
Yes, I enjoyed that as well. And they referenced
New World Order
that a little bit.
Yeah. So, I was expecting more of a Guardians of the Galaxy or a, what's the other one? Where it's like a ragtag team of ne'er-do-wells having to come together. Suicide Squad. I was expecting more humor from the one trailer. And this is a lot darker than I anticipated.
There's still a lot of touches of the humor, though.
Oh, yeah.
That I really enjoyed. But yeah, it's a good balance. But yeah, they do get very serious.
Yeah. It's so dark that I'm like, oh, that was fun. Was it fun?
Like,
it was mostly fun. It was kind of dark. So yeah, I think we both recommend it. Yes.
Oh yes, highly recommend.
If you've fallen off the Marvel train like Alice here has, this might be your leg back in.
Yeah.
I've been hearing online a lot of people are saying the similar thing of like, oh, this is good Marvel again.
Yeah.
We're getting the good stuff.
Yes, I've gone over like my cycle of getting into things though. So like I get very not chill about things, and like everything else falls to the side. So like now is Marvel's time to shine. I feel like I'm gonna be like not chill about Marvel for a while.
Oh, cool.
Be like,
I'm into that. I'm
Alice Arms about Marvel.
Yeah.
I'll be like, hey, have you watched this show from 5 years ago? And you're like, yes.
Yes. Yeah.
Yes, I did.
So anyway, did you get in the chat, guys? You're in there. I see you. What did you think? Did you see Thunderbolts? Dylan, we're going to spoil the movie now.
Go ahead.
You should probably just go.
Yeah, I'll leave this thing rolling. You guys
Yeah,
have
Yoda,
fun.
can you go?
Yeah, Yoda, go do the producins.
Yeah.
Side note, you know what I hate? Listen to this. So this
Dylan's life just left his eyes.
That sounded crazy on mic.
I think looked and he's like.
So, but what my point is that someone will have a brand new drink in a movie or a TV show, and they'll sip it, and then ADR will put in the bottom of the drink slurp. Like, you don't get a bottom of a drink slurp just from sipping from a straw. I'm like, I hate that. It drives me nuts.
The lack of attention to detail.
Right. And it's the same thing with people with coffee and TV.
Oh my God, they're carrying.
It's like they're just like walking around with this hot coffee, just like crazy. Pink says, I fell off the Marvel train. Nearly everything is just okay, but a one and done is okay, but a one and done. Yeah. Well, maybe try this one. This one's fun.
Yeah, maybe try this one. It got me excited for the rest of like what's coming. Yeah. And now I got to go back and make up for like 5 years worth of stuff.
Definitely watch Hawkeye. I think Hawkeye's a blast.
Yeah.
All right, so we're going to get into spoilers of Thunderbolts starting meow. Okay, so you don't know who Bob is.
I did not know who Bob was going to be.
As soon as you see Bob, did you go, probably the bad guy? Or were you like, oh, maybe he's a super... Like, what were your thoughts of Bob?
I knew he was probably some kind of experiment. Like, I was like, all right.
But you didn't know which way he was headed. You didn't know if, like, maybe he'd be a Thunderbolt?
Yeah,
I
was like,
guy?
Yeah.
Maybe he'd be both?
Maybe, yeah.
Nah.
Yeah, I figured, I was like, all right, he's going to be important for sure, but I don't know which way he's going to tip. I was like, are they going to be able to, like, keep him away from the bad people who want him, or is he going to,
So you were just surprised all the way through.
I was.
Oh, that's awesome. I love that.
know.
That's great. Because a quick history of the Sentry. The character of the Sentry, not the period of 100 years. The character of the Sentry is only maybe 15 years old. He's a very recent character. And I remember reading in Wizard magazine, which was a magazine specifically for comic book readers, of like behind the scenes stuff and stuff that's coming out and reviews. And it was very snarky and had a lot of personality to it that you don't really get these days in magazines. I remember them having sort of an expose of, there is this character sheet of the Sentry in like Stan Lee's desk. We found this, and then we gave it to a writer and artist for Marvel Comics, and they kind of just like picked it up and ran with it. And there was a miniseries for the Sentry, and the conceit of the Sentry as a character is that I want to say throughout the series, you discover that the Sentry was one of the original Avengers way back in the 60s. And because of the Void, the bad guy version of him, Reed Richards and the Illuminati, all the, the kind of like the smartest people in the Marvel universe all came together and made everyone forget about Bob, including Bob. So Bob doesn't know that he was the Sentry, and he doesn't know anything about the Void, etc. And then he gets his memory back for somehow, I forget how. And I want to say that the magic is so big that it even made us, the readers, forget that Sentry was a character, which is kind of a cute meta idea.
Yeah.
So, yeah, very different here. I like that in the comic book, the Sentry is a superhero, almost like Superman.
Yes.
And you sort of get these little hints of, that's a little weird. That's not quite right. Something's a little strange. And then eventually you find out that he's also his own villain, the Void, which is also a very cool idea.
Yeah.
I think what disappoints me about this movie is that from go, to me, it seems like, oh, he's going to be the bad guy.
Right.
And there's at no point is the Sentry the golden god that he's supposed to be, you know? Like, I think it would have been kind of a more interesting idea to do what they kind of did in the comics, which was maybe we come into this movie and this guy has been saving people for a while, you know, and helping people. And it's this Superman type character, and then reveal slowly that like there's this thing, the Void, you know? So I don't know. We just don't get enough time with him as an actual hero.
Right.
And at no point is he a hero, actually. At no point in this movie is he a hero.
No.
He shows up, he's got the bleached hair, which looks great, and he's got the outfit, which is pretty cool. And he's immediately just doing what DeFontaine tells him to. You know, it just kind of sucks. So yeah, that's one of the only things that sort of like stuck with me. I was like,
Yeah.
And then the other thing that kind of bothered me was the fact that Chris St. Saucy Goodnight touches on it in his email, is that in this movie, there's never really the Thunderbolts.
Right.
They're now the new Avengers. And so we're never going to have like an actual...
With a Z.
With a Z. That was pretty cute.
Yeah.
We're never going to have like an actual Thunderbolts team. And then to do a 14 months later stinger post-credits already jumps ahead of like, oh, they're not even good at being the new Avengers. Like they just kind of, it just takes all the wind out of the sails of that reveal at the very end of the movie of like her showing bringing them in front of the press and everything.
Yeah.
And, oh, they're the new Avengers.
As they're about to kill her.
And it's like, it just, you're like, you're excited to see where it goes. And then you jump ahead 14 months and you're like, oh, okay. They're just kind of,
yeah. And like Sam's not into it because Bucky talked to him and
yeah. It just kind of, that was a bummer. Everything else about the movie I really liked. I liked the action. I thought it was really fun.
Action was fun.
Especially her, Florence Pugh's, when she's trying to get to Bob when everything is closing in and all
flipping over everything.
That was
and it's
really
like dreamlike sequence because they're like in the void area. Oh my God, that was so
very
good.
cool. Yeah, I love that. Noel and I were talking about
Noel.
Yeah. Noel and I were talking about how if they ever did more Mission Impossible films without Cruise, we both had the same thought, even though we were at different screenings of like, Florence Pugh would be pretty good at that.
Yeah.
The movie opens with her at the top of that building and
she just
walking off.
Falls off.
And I was like, oh, I could really see her doing like crazy stunts and doing, and
Yeah.
I believe her.
Yeah.
At no point am I like, oh, she couldn't do that. You know?
Yeah.
So yeah. Anyway.
Yeah.
Those are some of my thoughts about Thunderbolts.
Yeah. Oh my God, I loved it so much.
Yeah. Did you have any negatives or did you have any favorite parts?
I'm trying to think. Yeah, I guess not getting to see him really be like the hero on his own was a little disappointing. I did like that fight scene though, where everybody's like coming at him and he's just like, nope, like, not today. But they all keep trying, and he takes off Bucky's arm. Favorite scene.
Taco?
Yeah, the taco
shield.
Favorite scene was probably the car chase when they're in the limo.
That was funny.
And then it was very funny.
Yeah.
And then she shoots at the car, but the car just explodes, and she's like, wait a minute. And then it's the reveal that Bucky's behind them. That whole car chase scene with the motorcycle. I love a car chase scene.
Yeah.
And as soon as it was revealed Bucky was there, I was like, yes, he's back. I was like, yes, Bucky's here. Bucky's here. And it was great. And then the reveal that he's also getting them. They're like, yeah, he saved us. And then he's like, damn it.
Yeah. I love a good cutoff of like someone about to curse.
Yeah.
And then having cut off.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I also, so I did watch Falcon and Winter Soldier. That was before I fell off of the Marvel train. And I loved it. But if you had told me at that point that I would have sympathy for John Walker ever watching a movie, I wouldn't have believed you. I never despised the character more than I despised John Walker when I was watching Falcon and Winter Soldier. But watching this and seeing him be part of this team and like actually try to redeem himself after all he's done, I was like, okay, maybe you're not terrible. I still don't love you.
Yeah.
But like, I don't despise you anymore, which is saying something. Wyatt Russell did an excellent job acting. Because
he is good.
He's great.
But I didn't feel any attachment to him. Like when I said earlier, and then everybody else was just there. Like Ghost did nothing for me.
Ghost kind of, but I didn't really know her.
Yeah.
There was like I missed her in something.
The reveal of John Walker's family having left him. Not really a surprise.
Yeah.
And also not really a surprise.
No, I wasn't. As soon as he's like, I got a wife and kid waiting, I was like, no, you don't.
No, you don't, you liar.
Don't.
And then they show, they flash back into his void, right?
Yeah.
Of him just flipping through his phone and like not paying attention to the kid.
Yeah.
He's too self-absorbed with like how people are responding to him online.
Yeah.
So yeah, at no point was I like, oh, that poor guy. I'm like, no, that guy sucks.
Yeah. He still sucks, but like I don't hate him.
Okay.
As much as I did in Falcon and Winter Soldier, which like that is sad. Like you can ask Costa, like I would just rant about how much I hated him. I also loved all the little digs that people kept making it. My favorite was Junior Varsity Captain America.
Yeah, that's cute. I also like where the Thunderbolts name comes from though.
Yeah,
that's
the
adorable.
PV soccer.
Yeah,
that was
really
cute. And then they can't agree on who like sponsored them. Oh my god, that was fun.
So dumb. I love it.
Yeah.
Everything Florence Pugh does in this movie is fantastic.
Yeah.
The conversation that Yelena has with her father right on the street before everything hits the fan.
I was tearing up.
It got me. Yeah.
I was crying.
When she calls him daddy, like she finally reveals that like I did want you here.
Yeah.
And you weren't here.
Yeah.
Oh man, it got me.
She's been so alone and she's
And then his response and her going, that was pretty good.
That was pretty good.
Like,
she's like she wanted to be the goalie so she'd be there when other people made mistakes.
Yeah. I think the writing in this was really fun.
It was,
really charming. Dylan, is this something that you were actively interested in seeing, or you're just like, meh?
I wouldn't go to the theaters to see this, but
No?
I would.
I
would check it out.
Streaming.
Yeah, if y'all recommend it, then yeah.
See, that's the thing, though. I don't know if I would recommend it enough for you to go see it in a theater.
Well, that's what I'm saying. I wouldn't, even if you recommended me to go to the theater, I probably
You tell me to go F myself and be like, I want to stream this.
What about me?
Yeah, what if Alice did it?
Oh, absolutely
What if Yoda
not.
did it?
Absolutely not. She's trying to get me to drink a Peep slushy.
Yeah.
Disgusting.
Well,
I'm a little annoyed you didn't bring us one for us to try on air. Yeah.
It would have been melted. Yeah.
Enjoy this.
You could have bought it on your
There's
way
a Peep
out.
flavored slushy. I was trying to decide what flavor slushy to get, and the nice person helping me told me there was a Peep slushy, and I wasn't brave enough to try it. I got cherry. My tongue's still
I
red.
usually get cherry and cola and mix it together.
They didn't have cola left. I know. I got cola. I asked for cola first. They were out, so they offered me their other options. And I was like, "What's your favorite?" And they said Peep. And I was like, "What is? You need to say more things about that because I have no idea what you're talking about." And they explained that it's not quite tart, but it's a very sweet drink, and I wanted more of a tart one, so I went with cherry.
We were at Five Below, and they had a bunch of. They're really pushing Peeps this year. Peeps out the wazoo.
Are you yay or nay Peeps?
I'm one Peep. I'm yay, one Peep.
One Peep. What about you, Dylan? Yay or nay?
If it's there, maybe.
You'll have a Peep.
I'll have a Peep. Like I feel the one Peep thing, just like.
Like I could be pressured into having two Peeps. Like if there were a bunch of people eating Peeps and then they started to peer pressure me into
like
having
all the
more
cool kids are
Peeps.
doing.
Have you been in this situation?
We're like, fine. I'll just have one more Peep.
That's the thing that Dare didn't warn you about.
Is Peeps.
Peep pressure.
Yeah.
Not peer pressure.
That's pretty good.
Peep pressure. Damn it.
But
you should try
story.
frozen or stale Peeps though. That's where it's at.
I've heard of
Frozen or
stale.
stale
People do a
Peep?
Frozen too.
Yeah.
Stop me
Wait,
right in my
Alice,
track.
are you a Peep people? Are you a Peep people?
I'm a Peep. Yeah.
Oh, frozen Peep?
Frozen. A frozen Peep is nice.
Oh, I'll try that. Oh, anyway, at Five
Sorry.
Below, they've got Dr. Pepper flavored Peeps.
That
I'll try. I'll try a frozen Dr. Pepper flavored
I might have to
Peep.
try that
that
too.
sounds like a
I like
snack
Dr. Pepper
Noel
and I
would
like
bring
Peeps.
on.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Peeps are gross as
Oh.
pink. Way too much sugar. What are you talking about? All the sugar is too much sugar? Carl's, what the fuck is a Peep? Carl's.
We have to send Carl's Peeps.
Peeps. Well, actually, Spoiler alert, Carl's messaged me a week ago and said, hey, can you get me one of those free comic book day comics from this week? Because he doesn't have a LCS that does it. And he's going to be visiting the U.S. So I put one aside for you, Carl's.
We're going to have to put some peeps aside for you.
Yeah, we got to get some peeps up
They're
in this joint.
marshmallows coated in sugar that look like either little baby chicks or little bunnies for Easter.
Oh, that's true. They do bunnies or
the chicks.
Chicks, yeah. Mm-hmm. Sorry to interrupt, says Dan. Sorry to interrupt. I'm sorry, I don't know why that's so funny. It's a chat, bro. I stopped watching when you went to spoilers, and now I'm watching the new Daredevil, and I keep remembering that this is Tony Soprano's fucking son. Yeah, he's not great. Tony Soprano's son. No offense, Tony.
Which one is Tony Soprano's son?
The little guy who kisses ass.
Oh, that guy. Okay. Oh, yeah, I know that
right?
guy. Yeah.
He's no. God, what's that guy's name?
Tony Soprano.
Tony Soprano.
James
Gandolfini.
Yeah.
He's no Gandolfini.
Yeah, rest in peace.
He's more like Gandol Mini. Sorry.
Is it
Yoda?
Is he talking about James Gandolfini's actual son?
Yes.
Or the guy? Okay, not the kid who plays.
Gandolfini's son is also
Michael,
an actor.
I think it's Michael.
Michael Gandolfini?
I'm pretty sure it's
I wasn't sure if that or the actor who played Tony Soprano's.
Well, he also played young Tony Soprano in the Tony Soprano prequel movie.
Oh, I haven't seen that.
No one did.
God.
Yeah.
No one did. Danny, you can interrupt anytime, buddy. Yeah. Anything else about Thunderbolts? I'm trying to think.
Great scenes. Oh, I loved how they just depicted literally fighting your inner demons.
Yes.
Oh my God, when he just like vaporized people into dust. Mm-hmm. I don't know how they made, so like when he becomes the Void.
Yeah.
And you can just see like, not even like eyes, it's just like his glowing pupils, but then he's just like darkness. Mm-hmm. I don't know how they made a black that's darker than any black I've ever seen in my life, but like looking at it was just unsettling. Mm-hmm. Like that.
Very cool.
It was really
I like how tiny the light in his eyes is.
Exactly.
It's like you can almost, so cool.
It was so good. And as he's fighting himself, and like when he finally gets, they help him in his little void head.
His little void head
get to him, and he's fighting himself, but he's slowly also becoming the void as he's trying to fight it until they come and get him.
When that scene where she's running and diving and twisting and doing all that stuff through all the debris, detritus, if you will. I never get to say that word enough. And just to hug him.
Yeah.
And just to say, I'm here.
Yeah.
Like, God damn.
You're not alone.
Like,
yeah. And then that's when like the darkness started to fade off of his like arm and everything. Oh,
yeah.
And even just that shot when they first walk in, because they walk through all of his bad memories, basically all of his voids and his shames, and like I also loved when the Thunderbolts eventually found him and Yelena, and she's like, "Oh my God, you made it here. Is everybody okay?" And Buggy's like, "Yeah, I have a fine past. I'm okay.
No big deal.
I have a boring past. Nothing happened to me." It's like,
pretty cute.
But I loved the shot when they finally get to the lab that Yelena had also been at. In the beginning. Yeah. And she's like, I've been here before. And like just the shot of the two vaporized people and then him sitting at the table. And you think like, it almost looks like
memory.
It's just a memory, but then it turns around and it's the void instead of like the shadow of him that you thought it was. Oh my God, it was such a cool shot.
Yeah. I also love that sequence that she's in earlier at that same lab where she's trying to get.
She's narrating her way through it.
Yeah, narrating, and then she's like she needs his facial recognition.
I needed
that face.
So good. That face.
Yeah.
I wanted to ask you one more thing.
Oh yes.
What do you think Bucky specifically saw when he like what moment? Because like Yelena sees the moment where she first like has her first test in the Red Room. What do you think Bucky saw? Because I have an idea.
I mean, I don't know if he would care enough about Tony Stark's parents specifically.
I thought that.
He's the one who murdered them.
Yes.
Yeah.
I thought that, but then I thought maybe he saw the Civil War fight that ensued after that, where like Steve had to like.
Right.
Leave.
It's his fault.
Yeah.
Right. It's his fault that like he tore these best friends apart.
Yeah.
Sort of best friends. I don't know if Tony and
I just wanted
Cap were ever best friends, but friendly enough.
Yeah. The team.
Yeah. Buds. Bros.
Yeah.
They're bros.
Bros. Yeah.
Yeah. No.
But I was wondering if he like saw that and saw like the repercussions of that, even though like he didn't remember it, and
That would
like
be good.
I was I also just love that fight.
I
scene
wouldn't
in
have minded
Civil War.
a little bit more of that, actually, of like seeing what the other folks were seeing.
I know. I would have liked that too. I was hoping we would get it when they all decided to like step in.
Yep. There were some that were definitely trimmed because I was looking at the cast earlier and, gosh, what is her name from Constantine? Rachel Weisz is in the cast. And I was like, Rachel Weisz, oh, right. She plays Black Widow's mom. Yeah. And someone else was in it as well. And I was like, where were they? They're gone.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, I think there were a lot more shot and they just had to like trim them for time.
Yeah.
But I would definitely like to see what they were.
Oh, yeah. I definitely want to know. I really want to know Bucky's and I wanted to know his too. Red Guardian.
I'm just now seeing this when we were talking about Florence Pugh being able to take over Mission Impossible movies.
Yeah.
Florence Pugh loves heights and wanted to be the one to jump off the Merdeka 18 building in the opening. And she incessantly emailed Marvel Studios president Kevin Feige about not using a stunt double. As we got closer and closer to shooting, they said they don't think it's going to happen because it's a crazy insurance ordeal. And obviously we're not going to throw me off the second tallest building in the world, she says. I was like, what the F? Of course we are. We have to do that. I was being a sassy Karen, emailing Kevin and saying it's going to do wonders for the press tour. We have to do this. We're going to have 3 women break 3 different Guinness World Records, and we'll do this and this and this. I had to keep on pushing, and then they're like, okay, if you want to fall off the second tallest building, we'll figure it out for you.
I was gonna say that's crazy that she says she loves heights, but if they had presented it to me like it's the second tallest building in the world and you'll break a world record, I would do it too.
Oh yeah, for sure.
I'd be shitting myself. I wouldn't say I love heights.
I would shit myself on the way down.
Yeah. I wouldn't do it as gracefully as she did. I'd be like, like flailing.
She said that the stunt required so much willpower and adrenaline that I fell asleep for 3 hours after I did the stunt because my brain went down.
Yeah.
Awesome. So speaking about, I forgot about this. So Stephen Yeun was originally cast as Robert Reynolds, as Bob.
Oh my God.
Having worked with director Drake Schreier on Beef, which is an awesome show on Netflix. If you haven't seen Beef, that was awesome. After filming was delayed due to the SAG-AFTRA strikes in 2023, Yeun dropped out due to scheduling conflicts and was replaced with Linus Pullman. I would have loved to have seen Stephen Yeun in that role.
I would be, I would be
interested. He was really disappointed. Yeah.
Dang it. I really loved Lewis Pullman in it, though.
Yeah.
I did.
I mean, his awkward sort of nervousness was
That's what
fun.
really endeared me to him.
Yeah, he's really good at that.
Even like little bits when they're like, he's trying to help them figure out a way out of that tunnel. And he's the one that comes up with the idea where they all go back to back and crawl up. And then they get to the top and they're like, now what? And he's like, they're all like, oh, this is a great idea. And he's like, I always make everything. He's like muttering to himself. He's like, I make everything worse. Like, and then you see that's what his mom said to him in his memory. Like, oh my God.
Poor Bob.
Yeah, just him being like awkward and like constantly like second guessing himself just like made me want to hug him like Yelena.
James Gunn was apparently interested in directing a movie focusing on the Thunderbolts, which Kevin Feige claimed was a possibility should Guardians of the Galaxy do well enough at the box office. The surprise success of Guardians led to Marvel quickly announcing a sequel. So, this seems like a movie James Gunn would do.
Yeah,
for sure. Danny's in the chat. The prequel movie was possibly the worst prequel movie ever made from the how good is the main story versus how bad did we screw this up view.
Tony Soprano.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you for bringing me back. I was like, what prequel movie are we talking about? I think that's kind of it. I feel like I had a couple more things, but I don't remember what any of them are. Overall, a blast. What?
Was, I always say her name wrong and I feel so bad. Ayo Adebiri was Mal. What was it, Dylan? Idabiri.
Who's that?
She was Mel. She's Val's assistant.
Oh, yes. Oh, I love her from gosh, what's that show?
The Bear.
The Bear.
Who was the actress who played her though? I did really like the actress who plays Mel, and I've recognized her from oh my God, she's in that show with Daniel Radcliffe.
A show with Daniel Radcliffe?
Yes.
So Sushan did the same thing that I did when I first saw her in another project. I was like, is that the woman from Scream?
Yeah, it looks like Melissa Barrera. She looks very much like Melissa Barrera. But
yeah.
It's not, yeah.
I looked this up.
Miracle Workers. She's in Miracle Workers, and her name is
Geraldine?
Geraldine, yeah.
Geraldine Viswanathan.
Viswanathan.
Yeah. God, I don't remember what I know her from, but yeah, she was good. She was good.
Yeah, she was really good.
Yeah. I guess that's it. Unless we have anything else we want to say about the Thunderbolts.
It was great. Go see it.
Do you like that they're... So did you see what they're doing with the posters and everything?
No.
So they're changing the posters to say New Avengers.
No.
Mm-hmm.
Really?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Oh,
They did this whole unveiling thing where they had the cast there and one of the posters and they just peeled off Thunderbolts and it says New Avengers. It was pretty cute. Yeah. I don't know. Should the movie stay the Thunderbolts when it comes out in Blu-ray or whatever, or should it be called New Avengers? Thunderbolts? I agree. Yeah. She is from Australia, says Carl Carls.
Wow.
Geraldine is an Australian multi-hyphenate who recently wrapped the co-lead alongside Margaret Qualley in Ethan Coen's Drive Away Dolls. So, yeah.
She's delightful.
Yeah, she was fun. All right. That's it. We did it, you guys. I hope that you enjoyed the Thunderbolts. Is it a return to good Marvel? Did you hate it? Let us know. Email us at rage bait. Email us at cultpopgo@gmail.com. Noel also loved it. Noel loved it. I thought I had some text from him, but I don't know if I can find them quickly enough.
He's on a plane right now.
Yeah, he's going to the Italies. Mm-hmm. It won't get a physical. Wait, you guys don't get physical releases? Why not? You don't get the Marvel movies in Australia? That seems insane to me.
Add to the list of things we have to give Carl Carls.
Just
comic books, Peeps, Blu-rays.
Just Blu-rays. He did send us also movies. Disney doesn't do physical releases in Australia. Ew, gross.
That's not fun.
If you buy DVDs here, is region free still a thing? So when I always say 25 years ago, when I was buying Blu-rays and I wanted things like The Ringu, like the actual Japanese versions of films, I bought a Blu-ray or a DVD player that is called region free because it plays all of the regions from all of the different the Blu-ray section.
Oh,
so
cool,
like
cool.
movies in China don't play on American Blu-ray or DVD players. Mm-hmm. So yeah. I don't know. I don't think that's still a thing. I think they just all kind of play all the regions. Mm-hmm. Anyway, all right. Let's get the hell out of here. I'm going to go get a slice of pizza. Ooh. Thank you so much for hanging out with us. Don't forget to check out your other favorite podcast, Inside the Morgue. Do you have something that you're going to be talking about soon or just recently?
We're actually, what episodes are we have an episode coming out soon where we did, or did it come out today?
Episode 108 came out today.
108. Was where I was trying not to throw up?
Yes.
All right. Yeah. Watch me really try not to throw up. It was really close on camera playing that freaking game, Mortuary Assistant. Mm-hmm. And then next week will be us playing Morbid Curiosity and Postmortem with Dylan.
Nice.
And then we're taking a break from recording in May because Jess is getting married.
Yay!
So she's a little busy.
But we still have 2 other episodes too recorded.
Yeah, we still have 2 other episodes recorded that'll be coming out. But like if there's a gap later on.
Yeah, we'll have stuff coming out through May.
Oh, never mind.
Yeah, we're also going to be without Noel next week, I think, too, right?
I'm not. You're gonna be without me.
Oh shit! You're not here either.
I'm actually gonna be inside the morgue at work next week.
Ruh-roh, Raggy. I don't know what I'm doing next week. Maybe it'll just be me here with Yoda and Dylan. I don't know. All right. Thanks so much for hanging out with us. Join us. Check out Fresh Floppies. We just dropped a new episode this morning wherein we talked about the comic books that released today on New Comic Book Day, but without spoilers. That's the last show that me and Noel recorded before he left. And he'll be back soon, so stop crying. Thanks so much for hanging out with us, and we'll talk at you later. Bye. Bye.
Did it.